such an asshole.
AssholeConsulting.com with a sick Cappy, who's more of an asshole now because he's sick and he feels like shit. Hey Aaron, I was hoping to get your honest take on this. I graduated with a Bachelor's of Science, Health Sciences in 2010 and then worked the second shift in a group home making $13.50 an hour with people with disabilities, and now I'm going backwards. I'm now 31 and moved here to Atlanta a few years ago and have been staying with my parents. I only have $3,000 saved up in the bank and wasted a lot of time going out at night and realized that I should have focused on my career before I get too old. Also $5,000 in student. Dude, what the fuck? You're 31, $5,000 in student loans, you live with your folks, and you graduated 7 years ago? Fuck you. Don't, fuck. No, you get to choose. Okay, look, you're 31. That means you're like 45% dead, okay? You got like half your life in change to live. So, you get to make a choice. Do you want to piss it away like you did the first 45%? Because you get the next 45%, then you get 10% of shit in your own pants, and instead of you wiping somebody's ass, it's going to be somebody else with the exact same degree you got 30 years from now wiping your ass. Fucking Christ, 5,000 student loan living at home. I work as an independent contractor going into schools and teaching golf classes for kids. Recently started this business and I'm only a couple of schools right now. I'm making about $50 a class, 2 classes in the early phase. Alright, well that's good. A few days ago I blew out an engine from a car that was given to me. Your dad gave you a fucking car. Jesus Christ. I'm on my way back from work, and now I have no transportation for work. I looked in going back and maybe getting a nursing degree, but my only issue are the 7 a.m. in the morning clinicals. I have struggled my entire life to be up that early and function. Out in California, they have evening programs, but can't find one here in Georgia. My parents said that they would help fund some kind of certification that if it would lead to a job. Dude, your parents should fucking cut you the fuck off is what they should do. That's what it sounds like. Oh, they're going to pay for this, they're going to pay for that, you can live at home. When the fuck do they treat you like an adult? Can't wake up at 7 a.m. Look, I understand if you can't function. I understand that, alright? But, you know what? Nobody really likes waking up at 7 a.m. And sometimes, part of being an adult is doing shit you don't like. If I could find a job, lead to a job. My parents said they would help me fund some kind of certification that would lead to a job. If I could find something that is offered in the evening, any field, that would be great. Prestige is something I don't care enough. I was curious if there was a way for me to work towards minimalism without getting up early, or is that there's just no way out of it? I would work my ass off if I was allowed to work when I am naturally awake. I don't want a wife or kid. Fuck. Wife and kids? You're never going to afford that. I would be content making a couple grand a month long term and simply living. Simply. Perhaps someday driving a camper or an RV and traveling this country. Any careers you suggest for a minimalist like myself who isn't a morning person? Thank you. Yeah, it is a great solution. It's called security guard. You work the night shift, and then while you're working the night shift, and you have to, here's the key. It can't just be any old security guard shift. You have to work a security guard shift where it's night shift, from midnight to 8 or 11 to 7 or 10 to 6, however they got it. Preferably 10 to 6, because then you don't deal with rush hour people. You work your shift overnight, you'll be up, and then you work on whatever certification or education you're training yourself in. So you could be studying, self-study, it could be Khan's Academy, it could be boot camp, it could be just self-study, or you take classes in the evening, so you wake up at noon, you go to school, at noon 31, take your classes, then you put on your security guard outfit, you go to work at 10, and you study your ass off. You'll become a much better student. I mean, there's a reason I got straight A's. It's not because I'm smart. It's because when you're sitting on your ass for 7 hours a day, you got nothing else to do but study. And then that is the quickest, most efficient way for you to get a certification, make money, and get good grades, and then have yourself some kind of degree. And avoid waking up at 7 a.m. But as for the rest of this, wife or kids, anything where you can make a couple grand a month long, dude. Let's just admit it. Aside from you working the $13.50 an hour, which is the first rule, you're going to have to do this type of work somewhere and again, and you got to save your money. Now, you pissed it away. You are now making yourself have to go back and wipe people's asses for $13.50 an hour. Because you went out and partied and you live at home and and the fact like, oh, the car blew up. Dude, I had 2 cars explicitly for that reason. 2 piece of shit cars. So if one went down, which it would, I had another grocery getter to go get. And guess what? I didn't have my daddy give it to me. I went out and paid $500 for 1 piece of shit car, and I think it was $1,200 for the other piece of shit car. This was back in the bad days of Cappy. But frankly, dude, you need to fucking your parents have spoiled you rotten. They spoiled you fucking rotten. Because your expectations of how hard life should be is so millennial, so below what is absolutely required to be the minimum. Your entire life has been avoiding it. A general health sciences. Okay, so you didn't try hard in that. The real work, again, was working the second shift at the disability. That's your first real job. And then you move back and at home. Not real. You haven't paid off your student loan. You're about partying and having fun. What are you, a fucking chick? Knock this fucking shit off. You're not going to go anywhere. And by go anywhere, you're not even going to make it to the $2,000 a month you want to make living in an RV, in a van down by the river, traveling around the country. You're not even going to make it there. So what I would do, work as a security guard, make your money. If your parents are kind enough to pay for your tuition, take that fucking security guard money and start paying off your student loans. Do the research, read Worthless, whatever you have to do to figure out what it is that your next degree is going to be. But for the love of fuck's sake, don't make it be some work avoidant, real world avoidant degree. I'm going to go into phlebotomy. I'm going to go and study hotel management. I'm going to go and become a medical transcriptioner. No fucking Rasmussen, no fucking DeVry. Find out a real fucking discipline, a real fucking degree. Doesn't have to be a degree. Could be learning how to program. Could be something, your computer networking certificate. Something that has a fucking real job attached to it. Not, I'm going to avoid facing the real world for another decade. All right? And then if you do this right for a year or 2, you'll come out with some certification. Look, the security guard gig is great, especially with wireless technology now. You could bring in your laptops. You could bring in multiple computers. You can learn to fix them. You can become A+ certified. That's what I was doing when I was at computer networking school. I would bring in other computers and learn to network them late at night, working security. But this is the punishment. You could continue on your life as you're going down now, or you could say and declare now, I'm going to change, and I'm going to put together this plan, and I'm going to stop being a loser. I would even suggest that now that you work security, you maybe work another job to make some money on the side so you can pay. Well, if you can pay off that loan you're going to school, that would be enough of a full-time thing. But yeah, man, and then after you get your certification, you're going to budget. You're not going to go out and party down at fucking Buckhead. You're going to pay off your loans, and then you're going to build up the money. And here's an idea: before the age of 40, maybe start buying your own fucking cars, and not rely. And look, that is just so foreign to me at 31. Oh, I don't have a car. What do you mean you don't have a car? I understand if you're a college kid or something like that, you need to use the bus. Maybe there's too much traffic. You're going to school in Chicago. But at 31 in Atlanta, what do you mean you don't have a car? Get a car. And if you don't have the money to get the car, go get a job and work it up. All right, that's all we got. Security, that's your saving grace. Night shift, you'll be up. School during the second shift. Work during the third shift. Sleep during the first shift. You'll be perfect. You'll be ready to go in about 2 years. We'll see you later. Toodles.